As we enter May for Mental Health Awareness Month, I want to share a story that is personal to me that I don't ever really talk about because it leaves a lot of regret in me on what I wasn't paying attention to. So, I'm Salen. I am a scale and system strategist for service-based women business owners who need to get out of the daily operations in their business so their business turns from being a liability. A liability is when your business requires you to run and is not scalable, to turning it into an asset, which is a business that is actually worth something, whether that's you just wanting to work part-time and sip pina coladas on a Tuesday afternoon with the girls, whether that is you starting a second business and having the bandwidth to do it fully and not consume your entire life, or whether you're preparing for an exit, which FYI usually takes about a 5-year plan. So these are the different things that I help women do. And it's not just about systems. There's actually a system for implementing systems. And that's how I get women out of the daily operations for good. So let me get into Facebook. I want to share this inside of my community. If you are not there, then I would love to have you over in my Facebook community. Comment Facebook and I will send you an invite. Let's see here. And while we're doing that, I would love to know, as you're coming on, tell me about your business. What kind of a service business do you have? And what is the biggest challenge that you're facing right now? What is keeping you in the operations? So let's jump in. So I started my first business. It was a senior home care franchise. We ran 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in the healthcare industry. Started that in 2007. In 2010, I had hit the $1 million mark, which, if you don't know, only 2% of women will hit $1 million in revenue. I was one of them, didn't realize how monumental that was back then. And instead of celebrating, I was sitting in my car at 9 a.m. on a weekday morning after just covering another 3-hour shift for a client because a caregiver had not shown up for her shift. That was my draw a line in the sand moment where I said something has to change. And here's the thing is I had made declarations prior, like I need to fix this, I need to improve this. But the problem is I never stuck to it. But something changed on that weekday morning as I was supposedly celebrating $1 million in revenue and instead sobbing in my car. And what I promised myself was I was going to fix this once and for all. I was going to get myself out of the operations. I was going to get away from the 80-hour weeks I had been working for the past 3 years. And so it was like head down, laser focus for the next 2 years. Well, near the end of that second year, so sometime in that second year, someone very close to me was having some personal challenges, and they were saying things to me, about how unhappy they are and what should they do and how, was this even worth going on? And I was so focused on fixing the business that I just kind of thought, like, I'll deal with this once the business is fixed. Now, if you've ever tried to fix a business before without support, without a proven system, like I teach women now, then maybe you think you can get it done in 90 days or 6 months or a year, and it always takes longer, right? It took me 2 whole years. And so I just kept putting this person off, and I was never present. I always was kind of just like thinking about the business. And this person was asking for help, and I wasn't there to truly listen. Until one day it kind of smacked me in the face where we had an honest conversation, and I realized that this was serious and I needed to pay attention and pay attention very quickly. And so luckily everything worked itself out, but I have regrets about that time, right? I was so focused on fixing the business, right? Head down, power down, get it fixed. I'll handle everything later. I already had broken relationships with friends, right? Like my friends had stopped inviting me to things. I had already, broken so many relationships. But I just thought, well, they'll be there once I get things fixed. And it took a lot of years to repair a lot of friendships. And luckily, my OG friends who have been around since high school were very forgiving and took me back in, kind of deal, when I finally fixed things. But, it was definitely a challenge. I had missed out on a lot of things in their lives for many years. And these are the things that in business we don't really think about. And so this past weekend, I was at the Entreprenista Founders Weekend, which, if you are not a member of Entreprenista, it is an online community that I have been networking for 19 years, and I have never seen a more dynamic, drama-free community ever. So if you're looking to connect with more women in business, and I'm talking like amazing, high achievers, driven, ambitious, but also kind, caring, and unbelievably like can be your girl bestie kind of deal, comment, tell me more, because you probably can't spell Entreprenista. It took me a while to figure it out. Tell me more in the comments. I'll send you a link and you can check it out, but it's phenomenal. But I was there this weekend and I had so many conversations with women in service-based businesses who are at that breaking point, right? They have had a loss in their life that they wish they had been more present. Maybe like a parent passed away, or, a family member or something along those lines. They have their own challenges physically, medically kind of deal. Maybe they're having weight gain or brain fog, or they're not feeling well. One of them told me that she landed herself in the hospital, and from stress and burnout and anxiety and depression. Another one was having, major issues around just like her health and her gut and all of that. And I want to tell you, like, that's not normal, right? Like, that's not what's required to build a business. And I know that firsthand, right? I went through that. I have had gut health issues myself for the past 3 years because of the damage I did during those first 5 years in business. I ignored it. I ate crap. My family makes fun of me because I ate Blue Box mac and cheese pretty much 5 days a week. So, when you look at your business and putting off, I will take care of my health when, I will take that trip when, I will, be more present for my family when the business is fixed, when I hit my next revenue level, when I'm successful, when we land this contract, when I'm done with this project. I want to tell you, like, there is absolutely nothing in business, I don't care how driven, how high achieving you are, that is more important than your personal and, let's say, friend and family relationships and mental, physical, spiritual health, right? Like, yes, you get that ego boost of when you close that amazing client, or you hit that revenue level, or you complete that project. You really feel like, yes, like amazing kind of deal. And it's that like boost of adrenaline. And maybe you don't get that hanging out with your family or your friends or taking care of yourself. But here's the thing: no business deal is ever going to be as important as the friendships and the relationships and your own personal, mental, physical, spiritual well-being, right? And so as we kick off Mental Health month, I want you to take a quick assessment today of what is your own mental health right now? Are you feeling some anxiety, right? Like, do you constantly feel like you have this weight on your chest? Like, you're just like, I have to get it done. I have to get it done. I have to get it done. Are you feeling this weight on your shoulders of a lot of pressure? Are you waking up in the middle of the night and having anxiety attacks or panic attacks? Have you noticed that you've gained weight or you've lost weight and or you just don't feel as good as you used to? Are you no longer exercising? Like all of those different things, because you're at a point in your business where the operations of your business is just consuming you. If that's where you are, then today I would like you to do a quick assessment of where am I really? And what am I chasing? And what if there was a better way, right? And what would that really truly look like? Because as someone who's been an entrepreneur for 19 years in multiple businesses, I have done the burnout roller coaster multiple times, and it's really, truly not fun, right? It takes its toll. And I want to leave you with this parting kind of story analogy. So I owned a senior home care franchise for 10 years. And of course, when you're building a business, you kind of do everything. And so I spent many, many hours having conversations with seniors at the end of their life. And these were seniors who paid me privately. So, right, some of them paid me hundreds of thousands of dollars to take care of them. I can tell you firsthand that no one at the end of their life ever said, I wish I had worked more. Nope. They all expressed their regrets to me. I wish I had a better relationship with my spouse. Many of them end up in divorce, right? I wish that my kids were here taking care of me versus you. Well, guess what? If you don't have a great relationship with your kids when they're young, they're not going to want to take care of you when you're old, right? Not that that's their job, Mom. If you're watching this, I know that's how you feel, but you get the message. I wish I had taken that trip, right? Like no business deal and skipping that epic family vacation is worth it. Or going on vacation and being attached to your laptop, what was the point of even going, right? They all express their regrets to me. And if working in that industry I was actually in 13 years, I worked at a visiting nurse agency, and then I owned a senior home care franchise. So 13 years total, plus I have my own personal experience with senior care. I can tell you none of that is worth what you're giving up or worth the big business deal. And yes, we have to pay the bills. We have to put food on the table. We have to, put gas in the car and all of those different kinds of things. I understand that. But if you're at a point in your business where everything relies on you and all you're doing is just chasing around and around and around, and you are looking for a better way, but you're like, what is that better way? Then let's get on a call. I am going to drop a link for a scale strategy session. It's a complimentary 30-minute call where we talk about your business, what's your biggest frustration, and then what kind of gap you have in your business to get you where you are to where you want to be. And you can also scan the QR code on the screen. But that literally wake-up call of working and having conversations with seniors for 13 years is exactly why at the peak of my business, $3.3 million a year, cute little beach house, brand new car, great life, working 16 hours a week, that I sold it all. And literally at all, the business, the house, the car, we jumped in the RV and traveled the country and then ended up in an RV near the beach in sunny South Florida. Because if you've been following me, you hear me talk about Simply Rich, which is my new brand that I'm slowly rolling out. And it's all about having a business that supports your one life and not having a business that becomes your priority over everything else. And listen, I'm a work in progress on that too. There's days where I work really long hours. I worked till 8:00 last night, right? But those kind of things should be here and there and not all the time, right? So if you're at a point in your business where you're feeling like everything is on your shoulders and you don't know how to get yourself out of the operations. Maybe you've tried implementing systems, maybe you've tried delegating to your team member, maybe you started a second business and you're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to manage a second business when the first business is still pulling me under? I would encourage you, come at scale, let's get on a call and I'll explain to you how we get you out of the daily operations so your business runs without you having to do it all. So take assessment today for Mental Health Awareness Month and really think about, how are you feeling mentally, right? What is the drain? What is your business causing you? And really, what is it worth? What have you given up in order to make your business a success? And what if there was a better way? I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. I will see you later.